What up, dude, bro? Spider Avenger Miller. Today, I am looking at the Nerf Fortnite HR, which stands for hunting rifle, of course. This is a bolt-action, magazine-fed blaster that overall is really fun to use. So, let's get into it. Included is the blaster itself, detached bolt handle, 6 darts, barrel attachment, and magazine. External overview of the blaster, starting up at the front, there is actually an N-Strike barrel lug. It feels like it's been a long time since I've gotten to say that. What I find weird about this barrel is this barrel has iron sights. There's none on the blaster, so I find that really weird. And of course, this can go on any other Nerf blaster, and this blaster can accept any other Nerf attachments that fit an N-Strike barrel lug. However, this one, of course, obviously looks the best. Back behind, we do have a unjamming door. I can't actually get to it with my finger, so I have to use a knife or a screwdriver. But you can just open that, and you can get your fingers in there to clear our jams malfunctions. I've had not that many jams, but a few that I will go over in my firing analysis. And down below, we do have the priming handle. To prime, you can just lift up, pull straight back, push forward, and lower, and that enables you to fire once. The prime action itself is as smooth as it can be. It's not the most smooth, because here's my example. So the first pull is pretty smooth, but then there's a last bit that you have to kind of jerk back. And if you're going fast with this, you need to be very deliberate with that, and that is what caused a few jams, which, again, I can go over later. But still not terrible. I just wish it could have been smoother. Down to the trigger. The trigger pull is as smooth as it can be, but oddly enough, this blaster does have slam fire. A bolt-action rifle that has slam fire. So weird. Like, most people, of course, know that if you want to shoot fast with a bolt gun and you don't want to swap it over to your left, you just do it down here and just... But that's the only way you could really slam fire this as a right-handed shooter. You hold down the trigger, prime back. It's so weird. Down to the magazine well. To get the magazine out, you pull the priming handle back, strike the magazine release, and pull out the mag. The included magazine is a 6-round magazine, and this is a normal N-Strike mag, so this can go into other blasters, and this blaster can take other magazines. It's just a standard 18-round stick mag, and it works perfect. However, the included magazine is not really the greatest. This is a pretty cheap magazine, and let me show you. So I apologize for those who, of course, don't load mags during reviews, but I need to demonstrate this. So let me show you. So this is what I mean. So this is 3 darts. And look at this. I'm having to put more pressure into this magazine than a normal one. And as I go farther and farther, I can now start feeling a little bit of tension. Here is a 5th dart. And you hear that little click? That's what allows me to get a 6th dart in. But what's funny, I can fit 7. It's just something I don't understand. This magazine sucks. And I've seen a few others to where, like, they work flawlessly. And the magazine feeds just fine, but loading in darts just doesn't feel good at all. But the insertion, there's a joke in there, is actually pretty smooth. And now down to the grip on this blaster. The grip on this blaster is actually really comfortable. It's pretty huge, especially for a Fortnite blaster. And the whole size is weird, but it does have some champering up here, which isn't bad at all. It's a pretty comfortable grip overall, but it's really big for kids. So a big hand's going to feel really comfortable on this, but a child's hand might have a little bit of trouble with this. So weird decision on that end. And now back to the stock. This is a fix-in-place, non-adjustable stock, and my disappointment, it is a little short, but this whole blaster is short anyway, so I'm not really going to punish it more than it's already been punished. You know what I mean? Well, that is an external overview of the Fortnite HR, but now kind of going over cosmetics. There's no texture in this blaster. Like, this is probably the only part that actually has some texture, but I have finger smudges all over this thing, and mine even has a few scratches from the box. But I'm just used to Hasbro putting some texture into their blasters, and this one does not. So if you have if your hands get really sweaty, this kind of gets a little bit uncomfortable to hold on to because of how rubby it is. But enough talking about the blaster. Let's show you firing. Starting off the included elite darts and include 6-round mag. Now slam fire by holding down the trigger. Now attempting some waffle darts. Overall, firing the blaster's really fun. Again, it's fun because it's a bolt action system, and those are really fun. And apologies again for dry firing, but Smart AR, this one is designed to fire because it doesn't shoot the very hardest. Going over my firing notes, when I was using waffle head darts, now here's the thing. They're great darts, but when they're facing a long barrel like this, because the head is so unibody with the foam, it actually drags inside the barrel. And with the way this barrel is designed, it has a very thin inner diameter, and then out in the outer area somewhat, the outer area gets more kind of inaccurate, I guess is what I could say. It does lead to more accurate shots with the lead darts, but with a waffle head dart, you're lucky if you can get it to leave the barrel. And some of them did not really leave the barrel. And like I said, the prime action is somewhat smooth, but it's also very ratchety. And when you're going fast, if you just mess it up a little bit, your dart's either going to get jammed or you do it wrong, if that makes sense. So let me rephrase that. So pretty much, if you're going too fast, and you know, a lot of us, we gotta go fast, it can jam up sometimes. And it's, again, I haven't had like that many jams, not enough to where it had to open up the access door, just something to where it works kind of like an old long shot breach, to where if you look in there, it has a similar long shot kind of pusher to where it does that. But one thing that's also kind of weird about the blaster, so this is a locking bolt, but not really. So a locking bolt means you push it forward and then you lower it. The weird thing is you don't fully need that. So like for left-handed shooting, it's a beast to just go. But if you're doing that as a right-handed shooter, just works right there. Let me do that again. Trigger's not activating. Or does it? It's so stupid. Like, it needs to be actually pushed forward so that it works, or you just lock it down. And now getting into the chrono results. Now, Coop's chronograph averaged this thing about 62 FPS, which is really slow for an elite blaster. But again, some shots can lead to 70 FPS, high 60s, so we'll see. Especially, hopefully, if I ever do get a chronograph, we'll kind of spot that. But that is all the objective information I can provide on this blaster. None of my personal opinion. With adequate firing velocity, it's okay, but I really don't know where they're going with this. Now, look, it is cool that it's a bolt action priming system. Like, that is very satisfying. Nerf has only made two others, the Ultra Pharaoh and the Nerf Rival Jupiter. Those are fun blasters, but with this one, it is really small, and I get it's supposed to be a hunting rifle, but I would have appreciated a little bit of a longer blaster. You know, that the long boys gotta have them fun. But overall, it's too small to really kind of primary, and it shoots really soft, and it's just so weird. I just don't know why it has slam fire. It's just, it's weird. It doesn't belong on a blaster like this. It belongs better on the pump action one, or like what the Eagle Point, Long Shot, Long Strike all have in common, which is just that kind of feeling. And this just, it doesn't belong on this one. Also noting, it's a weird blaster to handle, and it feels like it's a weird blaster to paint or like add texture, because again, there is no texture in this at all. There's texture up here and back here and on the stock, but everywhere else there's really no tension. Plus, I wasn't really happy with mine because I have scratches on mine. Also, the color scheme, it's so weird. Hey, Mythical Spider, do you know this color scheme?
Not really, no.
And he's my Fortnite expert, so he knows about this crap and I don't.
I'm not that much of an expert on Fortnite.
Well, would you say this is a cheeseburger?
Not really, not that I'm aware of.
Well, I call it the cheeseburger.
I call it more of the mistake.
But bolt action.
Nah, it's a mistake.
But overall, it's a decent blaster, but doesn't really come with a great purchase recommendation, which leads into the question to buy or not to buy. If you are a performance based nerfer, no, I do not recommend this one. This is solely to me a planker or a target shooter. This one kind of would suck to run in a battle. Now, look, it's fun because it's bolt action, but that's really all I have to say about it. Like, I have had fun with it, don't get me wrong. Like, I have fun when I'm just shooting this thing at random, but I don't think I'd ever take this to a personal war. This would not really perform the greatest in an actual battle scenario. But of course, like I say, a lot of people can make this stuff work. And again, if you could throw a better spring into this and really smoothing out that catch and add some texture like a leather grip and probably some different leather paints around here, oh, this thing would be perfect. However, as it is right now, with literally the only tactic being an end-strike barrel lug, I need my tactics, bro. I feel without my tactics. It's just a little disappointing, to be honest, because it feels like a very plain blaster. Also, a big drawback for me, I really do not like this mag. Like, I'm pretty sure you could hear that. Feels like something snapped inside, because like I demonstrated, this can hold 6, but it feels like if it gets down to like 5 or 4, it starts to push like it's full. But then you snap the thing, and then it could hold 7. I really don't understand, Hasbro, but why are you making such crappy mags? You're not Busby. Or maybe you are. Is that what
Hasbro did send out the Pinkertons.
I mean, is that what Hasbro is falling to? But that is my video for today, dude bros. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to buy one of these, I can put a purchase link in the description box below, or go to walmart.com, or I think they sell it at Target, but I could be wrong, or Amazon is some of the best places where you can get this. But again, if you're wanting an actual bolt action feel, I'd recommend the Ultra Pharaoh or the Nerf Rival Jupiter, two blasters that perform a lot better and feel better in the hand in overall size and comfort. But again, thank you so much. And I do have a special video coming out this week. And stay tuned for my next video as well after that, because I got a little surprise that a new gift is coming, and I'm really excited to share it on the channel. But real quick, I want to thank you guys. So this video that's coming up next will kind of explain this, but thank you so much for 500 subscribers. I'm so incredibly honored to finally have this number. And again, this is all going to be like explained in a bigger video that's more of a big thank you, but I just want to take some time to thank you now. Much love, blast on, and stay tactical.